I recently ran a promotion on my young adult supernatural thriller They Stay, where I discounted the book to free for 5 days, and I gave away 8,000 free copies. This was a really huge number. I am super blown away by the results of this sale. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you all of the results of that promotion, as well as how I set it up, which newsletter promotions I used, how much I spent, and what the total number of copies I gave away on every single day were, so that if you also wanted to run a promotion like that on your book, you would know how to. But before we get into the content, hello, welcome, my name is Claire Fraze, and I'm an award-winning young adult indie author who makes videos on this channel sharing the actionable writing tips that helped me make my own writing better. I published my debut dystopian novel, Imperfect, when I was 16. I make a lot of videos on this channel sharing about my experience as a teen writer, as well as interviewing other teen authors who have published their books while they were teenagers. And I also am the author of young adult supernatural thriller They Stay, which is the first in a series, and the book that I ran this promotion on. I'm also the author of the second book in the They Stay series, They Whisper, which came out just recently, and as soon as I get my hardcover, I will be replacing Imperfect with They Whisper, just because I think it's gonna look cool to have two members of the same series up on these little shelves. I'm still pretty new to the indie publishing game, so I've been doing a lot of experimenting, trying to figure out which promotions work best for me and my genre, and also the speed at which I write and publish. Right now I'm trying to do one book every 6 months, but I haven't been able to get faster than that because my books are long, and it also takes me a little bit longer to think through the mystery and all the different layers I want to put in the book before actually writing it. So I'm going to start this video by giving you a bunch of disclaimers, and the first disclaimer I'm going to give you, which is a disclaimer that I give on all of my videos, is that I'm only sharing in this video what worked for me. I can't promise it's also gonna work for you, but I'm just gonna walk you through my entire experience and exactly what I did so that you can maybe try it if you want to, maybe not try it if you don't want to, and just see if it's something that works for you and if you think is worth it while you build your author platform. I'm not trying to get up here and say that I'm an expert in running promotions or stacking promotions or Kindle free promotional deals or marketing on Amazon or anything like that. This is my first time ever doing it, and these are the results. The second disclaimer I'm going to give you is that my book is in Kindle Unlimited. I'm not 100% sure that you can actually run these promotions unless your book is in KU. I'm pretty sure you can't run Kindle Countdown deals unless your book is in KU, and I assume it's the same for these free promotional periods. A third disclaimer is that I didn't stack any of these promos. I was in a point during my deadline period for writing They Whisper where I was so sleep deprived and barely having the energy to brush my teeth in the morning that I just sat down at my computer and randomly booked all of them knowing that I wanted to do this sale, but I didn't have the energy to sit down and figure out, how to stack them in a strategic way where on day 1 I got the smallest number of sales and on day 5 I got the largest number of sales. I just put in random dates within that 5-day period and hoped that something would stick. So there was no overarching strategy there, it was all totally random. Fourth, I did spend money to book these newsletter promos. In my experience, building an author career takes a lot of investment of both time and money, but I have made monetary investments in my author career in the past that have not paid off in such a tangible and big way. So this is an investment that I believe was very, very worth it. But you have to decide for yourself whether this is an investment that would be worth it for you, depending on where you are in your author career and what kind of books you're writing. My fifth disclaimer is that I did this knowing that this book would be a part of a series. So I already have book 2 out there, and I have 3 more books that are on the way. So I knew that if I could get a bunch of people hooked into book 1, I might be able to make some of the money that I spent on this promotion back if people bought book 2 and then got invested in the characters and later bought book 3, 4, and 5. I don't believe that this strategy would be as effective for a standalone book because then you're not turning profit if you're giving book 1 away for free. And my final disclaimer is that I am filming this video 24 hours after the sale period ended. Not enough time has gone by for me to gauge how many people have actually read the book, whether I've seen a spike in sales of book 2, whether I've seen a boom in reviews. Nothing has really changed in that regard yet. I think I need to give people time to read the book, so I'm going to check back in and kind of keep my eye out for these effects over the course of the next month to 2 months, and then I will get back to you all and talk about kind of the longer term implications and see like maybe all of these people downloaded the book and didn't actually end up reading the book. That is very possible. Maybe people downloaded the book and because so many downloaded the book, I got a bunch of negative reviews on my book, which wouldn't have happened otherwise because I was tailoring my readership more. I don't know what the effects are going to be. This is just, my immediate reactions to doing the sale. But if you are all interested, I'm very happy to make another video in a couple of months sharing the, 2-month out stats and what I actually saw the effects of this sale be. And if I didn't already make it clear, I earned $0 for this entire sale. Yes, I sold 8,000 copies, but because they were all free, I didn't get any money. So just also keep that in mind too. So all of that being said, these are the total stats of my 5-day promotional period. I ran promotion from the day of April 8th, 2022 to April 12th, 2022, and April 12th was the day that the second book in the series They Whisper came out. The total number of books given away during this 5-day period was 8,071 books. All of these were ebooks, none of these were physical copies. I booked 11 different newsletter promo sites to advertise this sale. For those of you who don't know, these newsletter promo sites are essentially lists that these people have built of readers that like to read in a particular genre. So people that have signed up to get alerts when there are different free books or deals of the day for free books or bargain books. And then, you get an email with the bargain books of the day, and then you can go and, buy one who's on sale or that's on sale for 99 cents or buy one that's on sale for free. They have curated these lists to be like only for fans of fantasy, only for fans of sci-fi, people who love young adult. So I scoured different Facebook groups for indie authors that I'm a part of and different articles that I could find online and different lists that I could find online to build kind of a group of promo sites that I wanted to get my book featured on. In total, I spent $572.65 on all of this newsletter promotion, and all of the sites that I used are Book Raid, Many Books, Fussy Librarian, Book Gorilla, eReader IQ, My Book Cave, Book Doggy, BookSense, Book Adrenaline, Robin Reads, and Free Booksy. I didn't schedule all of these promos for the same day. I did 4 on one day, 1 on the other day. As I mentioned in my disclaimers, I was not very organized when it came to scheduling these. But as I talk about my breakdowns for every single day of the sale, I will tell you which ones I used on each day. The top rank that I achieved in the Kindle Free store was 23, which was so exciting. And I was also ranked number 1 in every single one of my categories until the end of the sale period, which really helped boost my visibility. Since the sale, I have gotten 11 new ratings on my book's Amazon page, and no new reviews yet, but I'm, gonna talk about that more in my longer term effects video as it pertains to the sale. So I don't expect everybody who downloaded the book to have already read it a day after the sale ended. So now I'm gonna break down every single day of the sale and talk about what my total number of books were for that day, and then also which promo sites I booked for that day and how much each of those cost. It's hard for me because I stacked them to know exactly how effective every single one of these were, but I know that a bunch of them together, I don't know, part of me wishes that I'd done one every single day so I could have gotten a better reading as to which ones were most effective, but I'm also very happy with the results of the sale, so I don't know. We'll get into it. I have all of this written on my laptop, so I'm going to be reading it out also kind of while we're talking about it. So the first day of the sale was April 8th. On April 8th, I gave away 2,304 books. I was shook. I'd never seen numbers like this on the KDP dashboard before. Before that, I was maybe selling 5 copies a day, 10 copies a day, nothing like this. I remember logging on to my KDP dashboard in the morning because I knew the sale was starting that day, and just seeing absolutely nothing where I used to see the bar graph bars over the course of my bar graph bars on my graph. And just right at the end, there was this huge spike, and I'd sold 230 copies by 9 a.m. or something. I couldn't believe it. My mind was absolutely blown. And over the course of the day, I kept refreshing it, and I kept seeing the bar get higher and higher and higher, and I was so excited. So yeah, total of 2,304 books. I used 4 different promotional sites on this day. I used BookRaid, which I paid $58.65 for. They do more of a per-click system, so you get charged after you use them. You don't pay up front. I also used Many Books, which I paid $29 for, Fussy Librarian, which I paid $50 for, and Book Gorilla, which I paid $40 for. Spoiler alert, this was the biggest day of the sale by about 300 copies. I had 4 promotions booked on this day. This was the largest number of promotions I'd booked for any of the days. I know that the one from BookRaid got 391 clicks, so I know that it wasn't the biggest. Even though the one from BookRaid was the most expensive one at $58.65, it got 391 clicks, so it wasn't the biggest one of all of the different promotions that I booked. I'm not sure which one was the biggest one. I know Fussy Librarian has like a big indie author kind of household name, but I have really no way of knowing which one got me the most clicks or which promotion was the most effective. That being said, all of them together were super effective. That is a whole lot of ebooks that got delivered to people's Kindles that day, and I am so happy with the results. Okay, moving on to April 9th. On April 9th, I gave away 1,977 books, and I used 3 different promotional websites. I used eReader IQ, which was $35. I used My Book Cave, which was $42. And I used Book Doggy, which was $18. Again, this is a really big number of books with not as many promotional sites. I didn't spend as much on April 9th as I spent on April 8th, but I still got a pretty awesome result and a result that I am very happy with. On April 10th, I gave away 1,116 books, and I did 2 promotions that day. First, I did BookSends, which was the most expensive promo that I did during this time period. It was $125, and I signed up to be the free book of the day. And I also did Book Adrenaline, which was $30. I did see a pretty noticeable difference between April 10th and April 9th. I spent more on April 10th than I spent on April 9th, and I saw fewer book downloads. I don't know if it was worth being the BookSends free book of the day. I don't have this data, so I can't really say. I'm just guessing based on the numbers and how many different promotion sites that I used. So I'm not really sure what the differentiating factor was, but I do know that even though I spent more on April 10th, April 9th was more effective and I got more bang for my buck. On April 11th, I gave away 1,696 books, and I only booked 1 newsletter promotion, which was Robin Reads, and cost $70. I'm sure that some of these numbers are also just like trickling in from the past days of promotions, but that being said, Robin Reads got me more than BookSends and Book Adrenaline combined, and was less expensive than those 2 put together. It was less expensive than BookSends by itself, so Robin Reads really came through for me for this promotional period, and I'm definitely going to use them again. And April 12th, I also only used 1 promotional website. I gave away 978 books, and I used FreeBooksy, which was $75. So Robin Reads got me, not quite double the amount, but close, and was less expensive than FreeBooksy. FreeBooksy was still awesome. I'm still super glad that I used FreeBooksy. But yeah, for the last 2 days of the sale, I used Robin Reads on April 11th and then FreeBooksy on April 12th and got some pretty awesome numbers. Those were the results of the sale. So I'm gonna put up my graph of results, like my sales dashboard here so you can see it as I talk to you about it. As you can see, it's peaked right at the beginning and then it went down a little bit and then it went up a little bit more. So the worst day of the sale was the last day of the sale, but also we had a bit of a dip on April 10th. So, April 11th picked up a little bit. So thank you, Robin Reads. And that's everything that I did. I just booked those newsletter promos back in March and just let them do their thing. I wasn't expecting to get this many downloads, and this is my first time ever running a free promotion. I ran a 99-cent sale back in November, but the largest number of books that I sold in any given day was 20 books in one day. So it was nowhere near the numbers that I'm seeing for this one. So the free sale worked a lot better for me, but this is also my first time running a free sale. So I'm gonna see what the effects are gonna be in 1 or 2 months from now, as I mentioned before, and see whether I actually, see an uptick in sales for book 2, or see more people who are actually reviewing and giving the book a little bit of attention. All in all, I'm super, super happy with how this sale turned out. I'm just over the moon that 8,000 people have downloaded my book and were interested enough in the blurb to give it a shot. And even though I didn't stack the promotions, my rank just kept climbing over the course of the couple of days. I think like on my first day, it jumped up to 60 something, and then it was 59, and then it ended up at 23, even though I had a dip in sales halfway through the sale period, and then it picked right back up. But next time I'm gonna stack the promos and see if I can, start small and then build. But it doesn't matter that much. The end product is what matters. The book was at number 1 in all of its categories, so I know that I got some organic traction from that too, which was awesome. I'm really interested to see how many people go on to purchase book 2 after getting book 1 for free. I'm a little worried that maybe people who got book 1 for free are not gonna wanna go pay money for book 2, and then maybe, leave me a bad review because book 1 ends on a cliffhanger. But at the same time, book 2, the ebook is only $2.99. It's not a crazy financial investment, so I'm hoping that I'll still see some people buying book 2 after reading book 1, but we'll see. I know that there's a bit of a gap between people who get free ebooks and how they're like a little bit more hesitant to pay money on ebooks. We'll see how it works out. I'm not sure, but I will let you know once I start seeing anything in my sales dashboard that could be reflective of that, because this is not gonna have been worth it if nobody goes on to buy book 2. But I do think that if people do go on to buy book 2, once I have the last 3 books in the series published, this is gonna be a really good strategy for funneling people into the series. It is my plan in the future to make book 1 free permanently if I have enough books for people to buy afterwards, and do kind of a perm-free situation for They Stay, because it's going to be a longer series, but we'll see. I'm still working out. I've, reading up and listening to podcasts about strategy and stuff like that, so yeah. So that was my experience. I hope that this video was helpful to you, or provided just kind of some sort of insight or maybe potential strategy for you to try. I hope that if you do decide to book some of these promotions and try this on your books, that it also goes well. This is, just exactly what happened to me. I'm really, really happy with the numbers. I couldn't be more thrilled, and I'm just, 8,000 is such a big number that I can't believe that many people right now have my book on their Kindle. It's very, very exciting. So yeah, I'm still working out all of the different marketing strategies. I'm still learning how to do this. So I'm not saying that this is the best way I could have done this, but this is just what I tried, and it's an exciting number, and it seemed to move the needle for me in a pretty significant way. I will make a follow-up video sharing the kind of down the line reaction to this sale and see if I see any kind of moving of the needle if people actually start to read it. But I promise I will let you know if I do see that. But for now, I'm just happy with 8,000 and very, very grateful that so many people decided to take a chance on my book. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna stop rambling about it. Again, hope it was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like it and also subscribe to my channel. I make a lot of videos, mostly on craft stuff, but as I get a little bit more experience with marketing, I'm gonna start making some more marketing videos sharing my experience. I just don't like to make videos on things that I don't have any personal experience on. Unfortunately, the sale is not still happening, so if you want to read They Stay, you have to pay $2.99. Sorry. Have a good week, everyone, and as always, happy writing.